from San Diego Comic Con.
Batman here, coming live from San Diego Comic Con 2015.
Four days of fun. That's Comic Con.
El Comic Con, la meca de todo lo que es divertido, en una ciudad hermosa, con una gran infraestructura y una organización impecable. Personas de todos los rincones se unen para olvidar el mundo real y vivir 4 días de inmersión total en la cultura pop.
Crazy people doing crazy things.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Oh, it's fantastic. I don't know, can anybody tell we're at Comic Con? No, we're hiding it really well. You can barely tell, guys.
Amazing, fantastic, incredible.
It's the biggest convention going. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, you just walk down the street and you see 400 Deadpools out there. That's pretty special experience for me.
Estos fanáticos pasaron días en la fila para ser uno de los 6.500 afortunados en entrar al Hall H. Pero tuvieron su recompensa. Disfrutaron de un panel histórico.
I don't think that there's anything more important than the fans when it comes to Star Wars, and Comic-Con is sort of the quintessential event for fans.
People have been camping out since Wednesday night, and then you've kind of like, well, we better say something good.
The dark side.
This is the Star Wars The Force Awakens panel. I know a lot of you guys waited a long time to be here. I mean, like, decades, really. And someday you will look back and get to your grandkids will be like, shut up, Grandpa. I was at the Force Awakens panel. And I don't know, I thought it might be kind of fun to bring out Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill, ladies and gentlemen, Harrison Ford.
I had a bit of a moment coming here in the car when I realized I hadn't really taken on board that I was in Star Wars, and I thought perhaps I should have done some thinking and preparation to lead me to this moment. So I'm looking forward to not fainting in Hall H.
Star Wars. I burned for Star Wars.
Every stage of the process is sort of a thrill, especially on a Star Wars movie. Nothing about it is normal. So the idea that you're prepping a Star Wars movie, it's like you're prepping a StarArs movie. You know, when you're shooting it, you're shooting a Star Wars movie.
And action.
Doing interviews about the Star Wars, and nothing is normal.
I can die now.
The key for all of us was to make a movie that felt authentic, and it's almost impossible to make something that feels authentic if it isn't. The amount of builds that we were able to do, the construction of not just sets but other characters and the props and things that might otherwise be done in post. It allowed the actors to actually physically be there on locations with actual structures and creatures that they could interact with.
We actually brought this character we call Baba Joe as a nickname. So should we bring Baba Joe out?
Yeah,
and
I
see
think
what
so.
happens?
Absolutely.
What's amazing is seeing the people who operate these things. And there are 5 people who are operating that creature.
Character tonight.
As an excited, eager actor, you know, I wanted to talk to Harrison about piloting and how should I do it? You know, is there any special things that I should do? And just how do you work with the controls? And he said, it's fake.
Who likes the music to the Star Wars movie? Who wants to go see a live Star Wars concert right now? We are literally all going to walk to a location together, and we are going to experience a Star Wars concert tonight.
Se equivoca el que piensa que solo se divierte quien logra entrar a la sala más concurrida del centro de convenciones. El Comic Con es mucho más que el escenario de grandes estrenos del cine. Aquí todo el mundo tiene su espacio.
Play the video games, actually. I come here and then you can play, like, they have the Division over there that hasn't come out yet.
Los gamers son afortunados. Pueden jugar con los videojuegos antes de su lanzamiento.
There cannot be any hope for tomorrow if we don't fight for today.
So the story of the game, we didn't get to really play the single-player side of things. This was a multiplayer event, and we got to the center area after we fought through town, and so everything was just very chaotic. It was really cool how all the different players kind of had a different role to play, so there's a lot of balance in the game. The game was very chaotic, though, a lot of fun, a lot of action, and can't wait for it to come out.
Was everything you've compromised, everything you've done, worth it? Was it?
Actually, here at Comic Con, for the very first time, we're showing the public a hands-on of Warzone, which is our massive new multiplayer mode for Halo 5 Guardians. Right here behind you, with our partners Mega Bloks, they've actually unveiled a brand new Warzone map here at Comic Con. We're bringing Halo multiplayer to life in a completely new way with our Breakout Arena. This is 4 versus 4 real-life Halo where fans get to put on armor and become Spartans themselves.
For some, discovering the secrets of the world is the only way to live.
We took a new look at Lara and her adventures, and this is Rise of the Tomb Raider, so it's Lara's evolution from a survivor in the last game to this being her first really big tomb raiding expedition. We love the idea of people being adventurous and kind of finding their own inner adventure.
And we took pictures there like we were climbing up a snowy mountain.
We have this really great photo booth experience where people can suit up as Lara. They can put on, you know, the hat, the goggles, gloves, and jacket. I think that people are very excited because it's Lara Croft, and who doesn't love Lara?
Incredible. This is it.
Y toda la adrenalina de Call of Duty Black Ops en una historia donde los fanáticos tienen que resolver el misterio o morir atacados por los zombies.
You guys are too slow, too dumb, and too dead.
The groups are from Comic Con are brought in and they're separated into 2 different rooms, and then in those rooms they have to solve a series of puzzles to be able to open the door and escape. And obviously the undead is there to stop you and to eat your brains, really. And so these kind of poor unwitting Comic-Con people are harassed and badgered as they try and solve Easter egg problems, which I feel is a physical example of what we try to do in the game, which is to put you under serious duress and ask you to solve complex problems. And that's what we've done at Comic-Con. We've built that into a physical space, and we get to terrorize people of the public, and it's legal, so you can't stop us.
What the hell is that?
I just know this ain't gonna be a fair fight.
Ser lo que siempre soñaste es la gran atracción del Comic Con. ¿Y qué tal dar el famoso salto de fe del juego Assassin's Creed? ¿Tienes el coraje?
I think it's just a little too scary for me.
The fun never stops.
Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It is set in London, 1868, so it's at the height of the Industrial Revolution. So a lot of things going on, a lot of things have changed over the past 70 years. And in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, you get to play as Jacob and Evie Fry. They're master assassins, they're twins. And their aim is to take over London from the Templars, who are their age-old enemies and who now control almost every aspect of the city. Here, we're in the second year of the Assassin's Creed experience, obstacle course. People are able to, come in here and do the course and experience what it is to be an assassin, for like a couple of minutes. There's also the leap of faith that's, part of the obstacle course that people are just like jumping off, and that doesn't look really high from here, but it's really high from over there, because when people get there, they're just like, ah.
You know what I'm a geek for? When it comes to history. I can watch documentaries for hours and just literally be like elevated over my bed wondering how are we even here right now?
¿Sabías que existe un grupo que recrea costumbres medievales?
We're here every year. We do the fighting, and I'm usually here with my spinning wheel, and we have people who work on various projects, and whatever they've researched about history that they're passionate about, that's what they bring and they work on, and we share that with everyone who's willing to listen.
Ellos libran batallas, conquistan reinos y hasta eligen reyes a través de las luchas.
I'm Sir Titus Draconis von Holstein. Yeah, we're not choreographed at all. We don't know what the other person's going to do. It's full contact, real steel sword. How we do this is an actual group. We're the Adrian Empire. We're throughout the whole entire United States, and we're a small kingdom of that.
It's the real thing. I'm actually using a spinning wheel, and I'm making thread, or in this case, I'm making yarn for a friend to make caps for hospitals for people with cancer.
Otra audiencia que disfruta del viaje en el tiempo son los steampunks.
What is steampunk? Steampunk is a subculture, a creative community, an aesthetic movement.
You get the fantasy stuff and you get the science fiction stuff, and it comes together and it's made of awesome.
I started this project about 4 years ago, and when I first started filming it, I had never heard of steampunk. First of all, how did I not know about this thing? Because it's so visual, and once you learn what steampunk is, you begin to see it everywhere you look. Making this film for me was like going back to grad school on a lot of levels, because you do have to understand the history, not just of what was going on in England, but all over the world. You have to understand the history of technology.
We are not reenactors or even recreationists. We are reimaginers.
Girl Genius is an ongoing comic. Our main character, Agatha Heterodyne, is she's a student at Transylvania Polygnostic University. It turns out she does have a talent for mad science.
We get a lot of contact with our readers. People come up and they're like, oh, I like the story, and oh, I like what you have been doing, and that kind of positive reinforcement.
Este evento es un espacio importante para los cómics independientes, pero los que se roban la atención del público son los dos gigantes, Marvel y DC Comics.
Hey, I'm Heath Corson. I'm the writer of Bizarro, the new series from DC Comics. Jimmy Olsen and Bizarro in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So it's them on a road trip going from Metropolis to drop Bizarro off in Bizarro America, which is Canada. And Jimmy thinks that this will make the world's greatest coffee table book. So he's doing it so that he can take pictures of Bizarro and have fame and fortune. Bizarro just wants friends, and he's so excited to be traveling with his worstest friend, Jimmy. And so it's Jimmy, Bizarro, and Bizarro's pet, which is a chupacabra, on his shoulder. My take on Bizarro is that he is just misunderstood. All he wants to do is do good things. He just wants to be loved. As a kid, I dressed up as Superman. I was 7 years old. I made my own Superman outfit, right? And I put masking tape on the S. And so when I got this job, I asked my dad, hey, send me that picture of me dressed as Superman. And he sent me the picture, and I looked at it, and I had put the S on in the mirror, so it was backwards. So I realized I'm not Superman, I'm Bizarro. So I was meant to have this job from a long, long time ago.
Black Canary is a character that I love. Her name's Dinah Lance. She lost everything. She needed a new start, and she needed to lean on her friend, Barbara Gordon, who's Batgirl. And she stayed in Barbara's apartment. She was trying to rebuild her life from that vantage point and ended up finding herself in a rock band. She's got a great voice. Her power is a super-powered scream. So of course it was just a natural that she was going to end up in a rock band. It's a kung fu, rock and roll road trip. Now, when it comes to the music, and a lot of it was informed by the fact that we wanted to go back to the classic Black Canary costume. The classic look of the character was fishnets and a small leather jacket and a little bodysuit. And we really felt that the visual needed to reflect that. I always say in my head, it's something between Susie and the Banshees and the Yeah Yeah Yeahs.
Hi, I'm Axel Alonso. I'm the editor-in-chief at Marvel Comics.
We're coming up on all new, all different Marvel, which is a huge campaign which involves line-wide issue #1s for all of our series. Many are returning series. There are many new series. And all of them are going to be fresh new takes on the characters. We're in the midst of a big event called the Secret War. And Secret Wars is not yet to conclude, but there will be some major changes to the Marvel Universe. The creators have been asked to think of something that happened. There's an 8-month gap between the conclusion of Secret Wars and their issue 1. They've all been asked to think of one big thing that happened that changed the life of their character.
Action, action! Whoa, that's a good action.
¿Qué crees que no puede faltar en el Comic Con?
That's a damn good question.
Oh my God!
Algo muy importante, y es Stan Lee.
How you doing?
Wait, do I see an empty seat? I don't go on panels with an empty seat.
You appeared in the movie Mallrats as a cameo. Is that right?
No, I was a supporting player. In fact, in Mallrats, I really like to think of myself as one of the co-stars. My favorite cameo?
Yes, co-star.
Co-star, that's right. When you go to see, and I know you will, the X-Men movie when it comes out, and you see my fantastic cameo, you will say, I remember he told me about it here at Comic-Con. You know that. He's telling me I'm not allowed to say much more.
I'm getting it from over there, though. It's bouncing around like a pinball. Shut him down! Shut him down! No, go ahead.
But when you say I'm not allowed, will I be arrested? What'll happen?
Y las criaturas de Stan Lee se reunieron para una foto histórica con la mayor cantidad de superhéroes.
All right, make it good. Remember, I'm watching. Yeah.
Okay.
Am I in?
1, 2, 3.
Focus on me. Now that's the way to end a panel.
I can't concentrate because I'm still psyched about the Deadpool trailer.
La audiencia enloqueció con el trailer de la película Deadpool.
It's like we're ready to make the chimmy fucking chongas around here. It's only been 11 years in the waiting.
Wait! You may be wondering why the red suit. Well, that's so bad guys can't see me bleed. This guy's got the right idea. He wore the brown pants.
Daddy needs to express some rage.
Why do you think people are so in love with Deadpool? I think this character inhabits a space in the comic universe that no other person can or will ever inhabit. I mean, you know, it's got everything you'd ever want. For one, I just think it's an absolute miracle that a studio let us make Deadpool, let alone a rated R Deadpool.
You got the best!
Rockero también es nerd.
When Stan Lee and the band flew up together in a DC-3, I used to go up to the Marvel offices, bother Flo Steinberg, his secretary, when is Stan coming up to... And finally, one day, I got a postcard from Stan Lee, and it said, "You will do great things, Stan." And it was like... You know, something from the heaven.
Los integrantes de Kiss son las estrellas del nuevo filme animado de Scooby-Doo.
Look, I'm no guitarist, but I can play a mean armpit.
I'm very comfortable being in front of a mic, but I found it a little different because I wanted to create the character, the cartoon, the animated character of the Star Child as opposed to what I do on stage. So it had a slightly different timbre to it.
In no time.
Now it's just a matter of setting a trap.
Who's gonna be the bait?
You are.
How is it that you and I have to do the hard part?
Just lucky, I guess.
Come on, guys. These special effects cost money.
I would love to buy. So I have a big bag. They give you a big bag when you come to Comic Con. I think the idea is you're supposed to fill up this garbage bag with stuff, and I intend to.
Si lo que quieres es pasear por el pabellón, allí encontrarás una infinidad de tiendas de todo lo que puedas imaginar y atendidas por personas tan apasionadas como sus clientes.
I actually was a lawyer in New York for 35 years before I got into the toy business. And plus it was a very good career, but it was awfully boring. So, I would like to say I was, that I appreciate, I was an aficionado of geek culture before it was fashionable.
I want to be here at the booth with the fans. I want to be able to work with them and make sure they're getting the right sizes and say hello and say thank you. I'm so grateful for everyone's support. Only at Comic-Con can really a geek and a nerd, can their dreams come true.
Este año George R.R. Martin no fue a San Diego, pero envió un mensaje.
It's a nice day for a red wedding.
That's my favorite one. It's a nice day for a red wedding.
I'm working on it.
Y los fanáticos de Game of Thrones nunca se van decepcionados.
I didn't know what to expect going into it, so it was kind of cool just really experiencing all the fun stuff that they put together. So.
Ellos hicieron una inmersión en Westeros.
I kind of liked getting breathed on by a dragon. That was kind of cool. It's like I can cross it off my list now.
Now that we are now beyond the books, what level of secrecy are they holding you guys to? Is it more intense than ever?
We can't tell you.
You can't even tell me the level of secrecy.
A lot of us sitting at this table are in exactly the same position as you guys. I don't have an effing clue what's going to happen.
I'm as in the dark as you all are, and it's pretty dark, I admit. And full of terrors.
Hey, are you ready for me? Make way for Ramsey. Take it easy.
Not a warning, not a question. A bullet.
Películas de Tarantino también las tenemos. El elenco habló acerca de The Hateful Eight.
It's a western, and it is really a western. Feels like a full-on old school western, but with Quentin's world put into it.
I loved it. I was completely blown away, and everyone is utterly awful, and yet everyone's so flawed that there are moments for everyone where you actually kind of like all these hateful people at a certain point.
Hey, baby. As you do.
She's wanted dead or alive for murder. When that sun comes out, I'm taking this woman to hang.
Aquí hay espacio hasta para quien quiera trabajar.
This is a portfolio review, and a lot of the big companies, I guess they're basically looking for freelance artists and up-and-coming artists, students, or semi-professionals, and they want to kind of tap the resources of talent.
So I just brought my portfolio into show, and they gave me some good advice on my future and, career options and that kind of stuff. And it was really fun. They said nice things.
I'm a huge Batman nerd, too, so I'm kind of sad that I'm missing out on the Hall H panel today, because I was really looking forward to that.
Pero lo que todos querían ver era el filme que reunió a los dos superhéroes más importantes, Batman vs. Superman.
Tell me, do you bleed? You will.
And I remember a day about 2 weeks in it where I had read the scene and I thought about how to play it, and I came in and watched it, and I thought, okay, yeah, we should probably shoot it this way or that way. And Zach set the shot up so that it was one shot, and he put it on a crane, and it came around, and it covered everybody's dialogue, and it kind of encompassed the scope of what we want to do. And I was just like, fuck, I would never do that. That's so good.
Black and blue. God versus man. Day versus night.
I had this really weird experience where before we started the movie, I was getting my kid a Halloween costume, and my son. We went to a store, a costume store, and I was in the aisle, and I hear this, "Oi!" And I turn around, and it's Christian Bale, who's the sweetest guy in the room. And there he and I are standing in the Batman costume row. And I said, "Look, man, you're the best. Like, what do you think? You got any tips?" And make sure you can piss in that suit. Yeah, we put a zipper on it. Yeah.
y además disfrutar del tráiler de Suicide Squad.
I'm just gonna hurt you. Really, really bad.
Y así 4 días pasaron. Y solo queda ese triste sentimiento de colgar la capa y regresar a la vida normal. Hasta el 2016.
From